Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in for another episode of Own Your Choices, Own Your Life. Today is a quick episode as I just wanted to cover and touch on the difference between awareness and avoidance. Awareness is, let's just talk about avoidance first. Whatever you are avoiding on a regular basis is something that probably that you want to address. So it's whatever resists will persist. I love that saying, is that whatever you are resisting in dealing with will continue to persist. So for example, let's just say that your finances are completely out of whack, not organized, papers everywhere, bills past due. You know, sometimes when you get to the point where it's like the bill comes in and you're like, oh, I don't even want to open it. I just don't want to look at it. And before you know it, it has piled and piled and piled and piled. And that will continue to persist, obviously, as a problem in your life. And that's just one example, whether it is money, whether it is food, and our relationship with food, exercise, whatever we are avoiding taking care of is growing into a mountain. And when it becomes a mountain, then it becomes almost so overwhelming that you don't even know where to start. So if you look at some few things in your life and you think, what is it that I am avoiding doing? And think of the amount of energy that every single time throughout the day, you walk past it and you see it, and it's in the corner of your eye, and you're not dealing with it, and it's on your mind again. You know that it's something that you have to address. You don't even know where to start. So think of how much energy in one day you are putting towards something that you don't even want to deal with, and you're not ready to, or whatever that is. So it's a massive amount of energy that keeps adding up that you could be putting towards something else. And the more you're avoiding it, the bigger it's growing. And the bigger that it grows, the harder it is to even reach in and start to figure out where to chip away at that mountain. And we make that mountain so big and so unattainable that it's like we just can't even figure out where to start, because we're so overwhelmed, because we wait for so long before we deal with it, that we make it so much bigger. Then when we're in the overwhelmed state, now we can't even figure out where to start. And it starts with like one action, one step, one commitment, one choice, one decision. So that's what happens with avoidance. And I work with women, primarily women, but I'm working with a lot of women and a lot of parents who are avoiding dealing with some issues that are at home, or they're avoiding dealing with their unhappiness, or they're avoiding dealing with something that they know in their heart, they know in their gut that they want to do, but they don't even know how to start. So all of that time that you're avoiding something like that, you're truly shutting down who it is that you are supposed to be, or the role that you're supposed to step in. And you're shutting it down and minimalizing it and saying that on a subconscious level that you don't matter, which we know isn't true. And you're sending that message out over and over and over again. So you see how it gets really hard to start to believe in yourself, because you've avoided what you've wanted to do, or you have avoided the confrontation of trying to deal with it for so long that you've just basically said, it's okay because you don't really matter. And that's not true. That is just not true at all. So if you have a spot in your life that you are avoiding dealing with, or that you think, well, I don't know if I do or not, you probably do, and you're human. I'm sure you've got somewhere in your life that could use just a little bit more directive attention. So, but if you want, not sure where to start, become more aware of what is happening in your day-to-day. So be aware of where your energy goes. Be aware of when your energy rises and when it dips. Be aware of when you are feeling really good about yourself and where things are at, or when you are not feeling great about where things are at. Be aware of where your energy goes around certain people, and how it might rise and how it might dip around certain people. Being aware of something is not putting a ton of so much focused energy that you're living in that moment. Say, for example, you know that you can't stand being around negative people. I'm going to say that's me. I don't enjoy being around negative people with a negative mindset. But it doesn't mean that people can't complain about where things are at in a constructive way and looking for possibilities. But what I'm saying is that if I don't like to be around it, so when I'm around it, I can instantly feel like my energy kind of shrivels up and just, I want to pull back. I don't want to spend my time there. I don't want to put my energy there. I am very aware of the types of people that I like to spend my time with and my energy with. And I'm very fortunate that right now I do spend a lot of time with people who are amazing, and I love it, and it makes me feel better. And I think I can give back to them as well. But I'm aware of it. I am aware of where that energy goes, and I'm aware of who I want to spend that time with. So it's not that I'm dwelling on something, it's just that I'm aware. And when you are aware of something is one of the first steps that you can do and you can take in order to change that. So awareness is everything. It's really where it starts from. And then you can notice, okay, think, you know what, this really stands out in my life. This is something that I do enjoy doing or something that I don't enjoy doing. Then you take that awareness, and chances are good it's something that you have avoided dealing with all of this time, and you start to put a plan together to chip away at it. So I would really ask you to take a look at your life and figure out, where is there a difference between what am I aware of and what am I avoiding in my life? And if you want another kind of example of avoidance, think of something that you just put a crappy old cheap Band-Aid on over and over every single day because you really just don't want to deal with the situation, the circumstances, the fallout, or aren't sure where to start. That's what you're avoiding. And whatever you're avoiding, it is growing far much bigger than what it probably even started out with in the first place. So that's not a great way to use your energy and time. So there's a big difference between avoiding and awareness. And I would strongly encourage you to become aware of where you are during the day, where your energy is, what direction you want to go in, so that you can start to take the steps to put yourself into that right direction. And at the same time, we're going to work on avoiding less of the things that you don't want to deal with, because it becomes quite a great harmony in life when you can actually get to a place where you're not wasting energy in avoiding things and you are aware of where your time and energy goes. And that's how you can get yourself onto a good path of, in the direction that you want to work in, that you want to be in, that you want to surround yourself with, because you totally deserve it. You completely deserve to live that life and be happy with the life and step into the purpose and the roles that you are meant to live in. Because we all have a purpose. We all have our gifts. We're all here for a reason. Every single one of us, even if you don't believe it, we're all here for a reason. And the more you can chip away at things that are stopping you from being who you are and step into the gifts and the roles that you have, the more you're going to love your life and the bigger impact and imprint you're going to make for others. And that's really what we're here for. So I hope that lands. I hope it makes sense. And I hope that you have an amazing day today. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Own Your Choices, Own Your Life. Have a fantastic day.